So Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our beginners class today. We've got Tejasri Mataji, Tejasri Ghorpade Mataji joining us. Welcome to her, Hare Krishna, and welcome to all of you. So we will be discussing today. I want to speak and discuss the book called The Path of Perfection. So the Bhagavad Gita, this particular beginners discussion is about understanding the different concepts of the Bhagavad Gita before we come to the actual book of the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. And it is very important that we take time, understand the concepts first. Conceptually, we should be very, very clear. All the questions, doubts that we have as we come to the stepping stones of our spiritual journey, these have to be very, very clear. Yeah. And as far as possible, I like to have had this discussion for beginners program. It is very, very important because if, like for example, in the kindergarten or your primary school, if the teacher is good, if the teacher teaches 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, then the foundation is there. Yes, that's right. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Then 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. But if I teach 1 plus 1 is equal to 0 or 1 plus 1 is equal to 4, then everything goes haywire. So we invest a lot of energy in this, and that's the reason why you'll find that even our devotees who are senior devotees also join us in the beginners program. We expect everybody to be in, and it's a lot of fun. We do a lot of interactive points and discussions, and of course we are doing a debate in our Bhagavatam discussion also, but there is an exception. Otherwise, it was pretty full on. I just thought we should have a debate. That's why we did this debate. Okay, all right. So beginners program, it's a very dynamic program, and it was a 2-hour drive to go, but we did not go because we want to make sure that the programs today are not disturbed, and they also understand this, and we expect and hope the same. You also prioritize this whenever there's a chance. When you to choose, you will choose this for education. It's a 1 hour in a week. Of course, there are other sessions also. Those who are intermediate level will join in the intermediate level, and then there's a common program too. Right. So today we will discuss perfection. Okay. So just those who are in the beginners program, a question to all of you. What do we understand by the term perfection? What is perfection? Spiritual perfection or material perfection, whatever it is. What do we understand by this term? Perfection meaning what? Take your time to think about it. So that what is perfection meaning? We'll give you 2 minutes to think.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Pradyumna, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Purna Prajna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, other devotees for these classes. Prabhuji, perfection, what I understand is that there should not be any flaws. Like anything in its purest form, ideally how it should be, without any error or without any uh, flaws, we can say. That is perfect.
Perfection. Yes, quite true. Perfection. Yes. Somebody was saying things? Please, please. Anybody else, please? Yeah, to be perfect. Perfection. Yeah. Used to be perfect. There was one in management. There was one joke, where they said that they were importing some products from different countries. So they were importing from Japan as well. And they said that, okay, 1% flaws are, if the product are no flawed, 1% is allowed. So they were ordering, it's about 10,000 pieces. So 1% of 10,000 comes to what? 100 pieces. So 100 pieces, if there's any, some flawed in it, it's allowed. So different countries send them samples of it, and some of them had more flaws, some of them were not flaws, etc. But Japan, they had 10,000 pieces they sent, and exactly 100 pieces they sent flawed pieces. So this is perfection. Yeah. All right. Just nice. So this is how this is perfect. That is correct. Bhajan Prabhu, thank you very much. So we are all trying to be devotees and understand the bhakti yoga process. Every living being has his or her own flaws. Nobody is perfect. As they say in English language, to err is human. To make mistakes is human. We all make mistakes. That is perfectly all right. But there is one very nice saying, which is by a very good saint from India. His saint is Surdas. Have you heard of Surdas? Can you raise your hand? All of you have heard from Surdas, about Surdas? Surdas, yeah, from Vrindavan, Braj. What about you, Tejashi Matari? Have you heard of Surdas? You not heard of Surdas? No problem. No problem. So Surdas has a saying, which Srila Gurudev, His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, um, he would he would quote this saying by him. Surdas would say, हरि कृपा तब जानिए जब दिखे अपना दोष. See, so our body is such, our material body is such that we can very easily find faults, especially faults of other people. We can very easily find it. That is the nature of the material body. But we cannot see our own fault. Ideally, actually, we all can see. See, the human being is differentiated from non-human beings, like other species, from this one point, and that point is to self-introspect. Only human being can self-introspect. If we do not do it, then it's a little hard for us to be, checking that, okay, am I all right? Am I doing the right thing? Others are saying this. Of course, now in Kali Yuga, people will find faults for no reason also in us. That is also true. So we cannot be naive that every person says, find some fault in you, and you accept whatever they are saying is correct. Do you understand with me? You understand? All of you are with me? So we should not be naive, but at the same time, we should be self introspective. Is this a good proposition? Is it a good idea? No. So perfection is where we can see our faults, mercy of Krishna. So why Surdas said, he's a very, very famous saint of Krishna. Hari Kripa tab janiye jab dikhe apna dosh. How beautiful is this? When I heard it for the first time from Guru Maharaj, we were stunned. And I told this to my other colleagues also at work. They were so stunned. And they informed their family members back in their country. They were all very stunned. So, wow. Hari Kripa tab janiye jab dikhe apna dosh. Because we cannot see our own fault. You must understand. In English, it means that you must accept that you have received the mercy of Krishna when you can see your own faults. Then you can see that, okay, you have received the mercy of Krishna. It is very difficult for us to see our own fault. It's very easy for us to see other people's fault. Perfect. Perfection. Okay. So now, Krishna, are you ready? We've completed all the tasks. Okay. So we'll read this book. It's called The Path of Perfection. What is it called?
Path of Perfection.
Yes, The Path of Perfection. So it's one of the smaller books of Srila Prabhupada. So Guru Maharaj had instructed me that when people come in, beginners, you must study the smaller books of all the concepts. Various books are there of Bhagavad Gita. So there'll be reference of Bhagavad Gita, there'll be reference of Bhagavatam in this also, all this. Okay. So I think there is a big introduction. I'm just seeing, just hold on. Okay, hold on, please. Okay, all right. I was just making Krishnadas the co-host so that we can have, yeah, we can do these things. All right. So who would volunteer to read this, please? We require a reader, some readers, and just. Let's move from introduction, Krishnadas. Can we move to the chapter actually? I think introductions by the publishers. So we will read the book there. Or yoga in action. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Who would like to volunteer, please, to read? Feel free.
Four people have raised their hands. Five people.
Okay. I cannot see your hand. Just speak, please. Because when you screen share, I have to look at the other screen. Sorry.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes, we give you a lot of chances there, okay? All right, so we've got how many now? Sushti Mataji, Pradyumna Prabhu. Who else is there? Om Prabhu, Deepak Prabhu. All right. Anjali Mataji. Would you like to read, Anjali Mataji? Try to read, Mother? Very nice. You've
Yes,
got some,
Prabhuji.
yeah, very good. You've got now some confidence with us. Very nice. Please, please, please read. Please read.
So, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you,
No, no.
Mataji, and all the other
Thank you, thank you.
devotees.
No, no problem. Just start, just start. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Yoga as action. In the sixth and eighth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna,
Chapters.
the Supreme.
Goes. Chapters.
In the sixth and eighth chapters of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, explains that the eightfold yoga system is a means to control the mind and senses. This method, however, is very difficult for people to perform, especially in this age of Kali, an age characterized by ignorance and chaos. Although
Yeah.
this
So,
eightfold yoga system,
yes, it goes. So it's called Eightfold Yoga System, Ashtanga Yoga. This is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, chapter 8. So if you don't understand what is the Ashtanga Yoga, we will not understand the chapter. Yeah. So this is why it's very important that the concepts are clear in this. Yeah. So Eightfold Yoga System, it's English translation for the Sanskrit word called Ashtanga Yoga. Many of you must have heard this word, Ashtanga Yoga. Means Eightfold Yoga System. Yeah. Please continue.
although this eightfold yoga system is particularly recommended in the sixth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the Lord emphasizes that the process of karma yoga, action in Krishna consciousness, is superior. In this world, everyone acts to maintain his family and everyone is working with a view to some self-interest or personal sense gratification, be it concentrated or extended. But to act perfectly is to act in Krishna consciousness, and this means acting detached from the fruits of labor.
Okay, just hold on, hold on. So now in this two paragraphs, what did you understand, Mother? Or anybody else? If you want some time to reflect, you can reflect. What does anybody else who are present here? I would request for the beginners, devotees to first speak, and then the elders can join. Please, please excuse me. Don't get me wrong. It's just so that because all of you or others are quite used to it, then the beginners level will be feeling very, if you I do not know, make a mistake and all those things, so they will not speak. Yeah. So let please, if the beginners level can do so, and also those who are with us for a long time and beginners, those are moving to the advanced level, please, you can also please wait for a few minutes. Just, yeah. Thank you very much. Yes, please. That's okay, even if you make mistakes, that's perfectly all right. We just want to understand that we are understanding all of us on the same wavelength, in the same page.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Om Prabhu, please. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Krishna Samarpan Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Don't. Please, please. That's okay. Let's start. Hare Krishna.
So Prabhuji, what I understood from this is it, there is recommended eightfold yoga system, which we know Ashtanga yoga and controlling your senses, which most of the yogis do to achieve moksha or liberation. But it is not possible as in this age of Kali Yuga for us because the our living time span has been reduced. People used to live like 200 years, 300 years back then, but now we hardly cross 80. So it is not possible for us. Still, what is perfection here is being in Krishna consciousness, doing your all the activities. Like you need to earn money, you need to have family, you need to take care of your family, and That's how things are working in this age, and we are all engrossed in it. But still, it is perfect. Not perfect, but it is good to do that. Our karma. But the perfect living is when we dovetail it to Krishna. We make Krishna the center of all our activities, even while we are earning for our family and everything. So that is perfection, and that is recommended by our acharyas in this
Okay.
age of Kali Yuga.
Okay, thank you very much, Shubhaji. Hare Krishna. Yes, who else would like to please?
Hare
What
Krishna,
does these two
Prabhuji.
paragraphs say? Yes.
Prabhuji, here it is written like the eightfold yoga system. The Ashtanga Yoga is not recommended in this Kali Yuga because everyone here is acting out of self-interest. Like we are earning, we are acting that we can be happy. That is the thing. We are acting for personal sense gratification. And eightfold yoga system is to control the senses, not to gratify the sense. So Prabhupada clearly mentions that. So in the Gita, it is written like in the second paragraph on the first two line, uh, it is written Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness is superior than Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is good, but Krishna consciousness action is superior for that. And it can be done in this Kali Yuga. So we can't be attached to the fruits of our labor. That is Prabhupada mentioning here. Thank you,
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Shubhaji. Hare Krishna. Hare Guru. Yes. Who else, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mother. Hare Krishna. Please, please.
Yeah, like everyone said that, Ashtanga Yoga, Eightfold Yoga has been not recommended in the Kali Yuga. And Bhagavad Gita says that we need to perform Karma Yoga, like because we all have to maintain the family, we have a lot of work and stress, everything. So I think Karma Yoga, like chanting and all, has been said that we need to do in this Kali Yuga, which is the best for this yuga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Very good. Very good. Who else? We'll take one more. Okay. Anyone from
Hare
the
Krishna.
yes, please, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, please say.
Yes, so what I understood is that, like here in also in India, they teach us what are Ashtanga Yoga, like Yam, Niyam, Asam, all the eight limbs of yoga system. So, like all what I can understand is that the things that are in the Eightfold Yoga system, we are actually doing that when we are acting in Krishna consciousness. Like there is dhyan, there is sadhana. So all these points are already when we are chanting on when we are doing some service, they are actually already there. And this process is more easy and it is also superior. And it is recommended for people in Kali Yuga because we cannot separately try to do that Eightfold Yoga system. They are not like they are perfect, but it is very difficult to perform with such short lifespan of people in Kali Yuga, and we are all disturbed. So Krishna recommends that it is easy, and Prabhupada says that he.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Now, why is it so? Why is it that if Ashtanga Yoga, the Eightfold Yoga system, yeah, which is meant to control the mind and the senses, but still it is inferior, you say, because in this age of Kali Yuga, age of quarrel and hypocrisy, we are fighting. There is no peace. Yeah, that is correct. Okay. So ignorance and chaos, as Prabhupada mentions, the age of ignorance and chaos. Yeah. But why is Krishna consciousness superior? We'll study that, which is coming up. Why is it superior? What do you think? Because to control the mind and the senses is objective for yoga system, and that objective is achieved. Is somebody saying something? Sorry. Yeah. And that objective is achieved by one dovetailing of becoming a devotee of Krishna. Because when a concentration is on Krishna, the senses are automatically in control. Now, how is it so? That is a whole process of learning. So that doesn't mean we demean. I see many times devotees of Krishna, those who are immature, they sit and criticize those who are controlling the senses by Ashtanga Yoga process. But that is not our teaching. We understand it is superior, that is correct, but we do not criticize anybody. Do not make that mistake. With us, we are a study group program. In our Hare Krishna weekend study group, we are not immature to sit and criticize. We may avoid that, but it's very immature when I see that people who are eating meat, drinking alcohol, and they give up for 1 year when they become Krishna conscious, and they sit and disturb and they sit and criticize those who have been practicing for so many years, as if they've attained their perfection in 1 year. Hardly. And when I tell them that, well, you were eating cow, you were eating meat, just 1 year you stop eating, and talking like this, is this correct on your part? That's very immature. So we don't do such things. We are not a party to such things. We are very busy. What are we very busy with? Only one thing. Hari Kripa tab janiye jab dikhe apna dosh. We are very busy with finding our own faults in our own self. We are not interested in finding faults in others. Yeah, but we know if there are other faults, somebody is cheating us, we are aware about it. So we take precautions. You understand this point? So this is why we are busy. Otherwise, the whole world who has got uncontrolled senses, they're busy criticizing other people. Then what are we doing? The same thing, isn't it not so? People come to spiritual life in Krishna consciousness and sit and criticize. But that does not mean that we should not criticize if something is going wrong. That is a different point altogether. We'll teach you that also. To protect our own sadhana and protect our own preaching, we have to safeguard. We have to know things, what is going on is wrong. But at the same time, we are not interested in becoming policemen for the whole world. We are happy becoming policemen of our own system, our own team that we have got. Is this clear? This point is clear? Yes. So now we will see how is Krishna consciousness superior and why is it superior? Okay? Wonderful. Krishnas, can you please share the screen? Thank you very much. Yes, Mother, could you please continue reading?
It is our duty to act in Krishna consciousness because we are constitutionally parts and parcels of the Supreme. The parts of the body work for the satisfaction of the entire body, not for
See,
the
it is our
individual
duty.
parts.
See, the important point mentioned here is that it is our duty. What is the meaning of duty? If you go to do a job, they say you are paid salary to do this duty, this work. So it is our duty. Okay. Same way, when we get this human birth, it becomes our duty to understand who is God and to how to love Him. This is very important. Okay. Please read again. It is our duty. And from that point, please. Thank you.
It is our duty to act in Krishna consciousness because we are constitutionally parts and parcels of the Supreme. The parts of the body work for the satisfaction of the entire body, not for the individual parts. The goal is the satisfaction of the complete whole. Similarly, the living entity should act for the satisfaction of the supreme whole, the supreme personality of Godhead, and not for his own personal satisfaction. One who can do this is the perfect sannyasi and the perfect yogi. In the
Stop.
first
So who is
verse,
sannyasi? Is sannyasi that person who has given up his family? Then what is given here? Who's the sannyasi, mother? What is given here?
who act for the satisfaction of the supreme person.
That's it. Is sannyasi. See, the very first point itself removes so many illusions that we have got. Somebody is a sannyasi, he is a guru, he is this, he is that. What are we talking about? If we do not study, then we'll be falling prey to such things. Yet it is very clearly mentioned that the goal of is satisfaction of the complete whole. Similarly, the living entity should act for the satisfaction of the supreme whole, the supreme personality of Godhead, and not for his own personal satisfaction. One who can do this is a perfect sannyasi and the perfect yogi. So, as we discussed in our Bhagavatam series, we said everybody should be saintly. Everybody should be a saint. Not that these 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 people in the world should be saint. Why cannot we be saint? Who's stopping us from being saintly? Nobody. Only we ourselves are stopping ourselves, right? So, if we are studying these transcendental scriptures, these top quality spiritual scriptures, then we have to study it, we have to think over it, and we have to act on it. Yeah, this is how then we become a yogi, a sannyasi, a saint, all this together. If you don't do it, then of course you require other people who are studying and doing it. Yeah, very simple. Any questions anybody has got on this point? On this point, is this clear? I'll wait for 10 seconds. Yeah, please. We're going to wait and slow and steady and go. It's going to take us many months and years to clear all the concepts we're going to do. Because after that, in intermediate level, there is no time for this clearing of the concepts. We expect this to be done. Okay? Wonderful. Because at that stage, you can't be disturbed. Right now, we can be disturbed asking questions. Yes, brother, please continue. In the first verse.
In the first verse of the sixth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the chapter dealing with Sankhya Yoga, Bhagwan Shri Krishna states, Anashrita karam phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriyah.
Oh, very nice.
Translate.
Very good. The pronunciation is very nice. Huh? Saraswati Mataji Avinash Prabhu has done very nice work on you. Very nice. Again. Very nice. Read again. Very good.
अनाश्रितः करं फलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः.
Very nice.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Ki jai.
One who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no work.
Again. Read again.
One who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no work.
Wonderful. Again. Now see this. First line is Anashritaha karma phalam. One who is unattached to the fruits of his work. Now this itself is a very big thing. Not being attached to the fruits of the work. most of the time, even advanced devotees are attached to the fruits of their work. Why is this happening to me when I'm doing so hard work? This politics, this cheating, this should not happen, etc., etc. We are attached to the work. You see? So very first line it says, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life. What does it mean by as he is obligated? It may require a bit of understanding. So I'm just jumping this instead of asking the question. I'm giving some clarification. Obligated means that according to one's own varna and ashram, this is not related to women. It's for men. Women generally take the ashram of the husbands. Okay. In Kali Yuga, it is very difficult. Yeah, many times the husband itself is not very favorable or not very in proper understanding. So what to do? But still, at the same time, devotional service is overlooks everything. But according to one's own nature, how one is obligated to performing the actions. Yeah, to maintain, even for women, they have to maintain family, children, husband, wife, whatever it is. Husband has to do the same thing, man has to do the same thing, maintain the family, himself, dependents, etc. So as one is obligated to, is performing the actions without being attached to the fruits of his work, he is in a renounced order of life. So at our every stage in life, we will be challenged by this point. Performing actions as a matter of duty, not being obligated, not forcing the results upon you, because results are dependent upon Krishna to give. Now this also clears one important point. We hear many times people say that if you do right things, you will succeed. The answer is not necessary. We'll understand this a little later. It'll become clearer a little later. We know many of our elders themselves would say this. But please hold off. It is scripturally, by philosophical means, it is not entirely accurate. That's why we say if we study, then we can pick up somebody who's, speaking where they're coming from. Okay. So one who is unattached to the fruits of one's work, of his work. That's why it's mentioned his work, not her work. All right. Yeah. And who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life. So it's very important. He's working as per his obligation, what is to be done as a duty, not attached to the results. And he is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic. Not that he who lights no fire and performs no work. This is very important, the last sentence. No niragnir, na chakriya. Chakriya means chakri, to perform some work. Naukari, chakri, being servant. So here at the same time, Krishna is telling Arjuna that you must still perform work. Not that he lights no fire, who lights no fire and performs no work. So that doesn't mean you should not work, you should not work and light no fire. Otherwise, how are you going to cook? Light no fire means a cooking fire. If you don't light the fire and cook, what are you going to eat? And to get the food grains to cook for your own eating, you have to go and work. So yes, as per your karma, you have to work. Don't be attached to the results. Results may not be always favorable to you. It may be unfavorable also. And most of the time, there are unfavorable results than favorable. But one who keeps performing like this and is obligated as he is obligated to, is a perfect sannyasi and mystic. Now, women cannot be sannyasi, but they can be a good saintly lady. Saintliness can be for everybody. Our business is this, to become a yogi, saintly person. And that's why the word is used, is called mystic. Means other general people who do not understand. See, yogi cha, sa sannyasi cha yogi cha. The third line it says, sa sannyasi cha yogi cha. So sa sannyasi means that sannyasi and yogi cha. But yogi is defined here as mystic. Mystic meaning what? Mystic meaning that for ordinary people do not understand this person. He's very mystical man. He's not disturbed so much as we are disturbed. He's not interested in others like we are disturbed. Most of the time you see on the television, the biggest shows are about uh, housewives, Hollywood housewives, Bollywood housewives. You know, they're talking about other people all the time and dramas in their lives. And everybody's interested in this, women and men, women more, men also. They also degraded, completely gone. You know, so that this, how can they understand that you don't be bothered about other people's life? Does your life have less dramas? That you're interested in other people's dramas? No, but because we do not see our faults. See, Hari Kripa tab janiye jab dikhe apna dosh. When you know your dosh, you say, my life is full of dramas. Why am I bothered about some other dramas and getting my headache on my head? Is it not so? And this is the point. This is the point to be understood. Yeah. So once we understand these things, then we understand that yes, he's a very big mystic man. Satisfied with what he's got. That doesn't mean that he doesn't ask for raise in salary. Doesn't mean that he is not working very hard to become a CEO of a company, but he's detached from everything. Now, this is achieved. When you achieve this, you are at peace. I remember I used to work for a big millionaire, in India, and I was manager in one of his firm, his company, one of the biggest area, big profit center, but still a manager. I was not he was a CEO, the owner, and owner of the company. Very big company back in India. So after many years, when I came to New Zealand, I was Krishna conscious and all these things. I had my own business also and all. So I met to meet him, and he passed away at a very very young age. Passed away at a very young age. So he told me, "What do you think? You are in all these things, spiritual things. You tell me, I'm a millionaire." He says, "I want to become a billionaire. What should I do?" He asked me this question. Now to meet him, you require a lot of time. He doesn't give time, and his EP has to give time and meet him, and he's got a lot of people working for him. I looked at him for a few seconds and I asked him, I said, "Boss, why are you asking me? I'm not a billionaire to give you an idea about how to become a billionaire." Actually, I told him this. I do not know. I said, well, I'm not a billionaire. You've got people who are paying money. You can get paid money and consultants will give you wrong advice. Otherwise, they'll be billionaire. Why will they give an advice when they themselves are not a billionaire? But that's what consultants do. They borrow your watch to tell you the time. That's what consultants do all the time. Otherwise, if you're a billionaire man, you're a billionaire. So I told him, why do you need to ask me? You get somebody who can give the answer. He said, no, you tell me. I said, why? Why me? I don't give advice so easily, and I don't know the advice myself. He said, no, because you're in all these things, spiritual things, so you tell me. So I told him this point. He said, when you'll be detached from the results of your actions, you will become a billionaire. I told him that, listen, I said, listen, you asked me a question, I'm not a billionaire, but I'm answering because you asked me this question. So here it is. You see that if you're attached to the results of your action, you may do one project and the project fails. You may be disappointed. and that will stop you from taking the next project. But if you are detached from that project results, you will learn from that mistakes and then implement something in the next project. And this is how you will learn. And this is how you will attain perfection. And then you'll become billionaire, hopefully. I told him this. So he was very happy. I don't know what he understood. I don't know what I explained. He said, one day our paths will cross, he says. Unfortunately, he passed away at a very young age. But who knows? Our paths may cross somewhere, sometime. You never know. Yeah. So this is the point to understand that I want us to concentrate upon this verse. One who is unattached. Krishna, can you please share the screen again, please? Thank you. Yeah, thank you. One who is unattached to the fruits of his work. First work to underline. First sentence, number one. Okay. Number two, and who works as he is obligated to, is in the renounced order of life. And he is a true mystic. Because people will not understand this person at all. Everybody is going in one direction, this person is going in another direction, standing alone. Not that he who lights no fire nor and performs no work. That does not mean one is not supposed to work. He's supposed to work. He's supposed to cook his own food, not be dependent upon others. So sannyasi, technically speaking, is a person who is not supposed to work, and he's dependent upon begging from other people on other dakshinas they give. But here Krishna is saying he is not the sannyasi who's begging for, who's renounces this world and asking for alms from people. One who is unattached to the results of the action and still performs the work, he is a sannyasi. See how revolutionary is this? This clears all the concepts for you. It throws all our different thinking out of the window. And I can tell you, if you study this on your own, you won't understand a single word. Yeah. So that doesn't mean there are sannyasis who are bad and all that. I'm not saying all those things. No, that's all glorious to them. Good for them. And they are. But we can also be sannyasis, being in this home, being detached, loving the family. Detached from the family doesn't mean not loving the family, not doing your duties. But by attaching to Krishna, you can be. That is what we are understanding in Krishna consciousness. Slowly we'll understand these points. Is this clear? Just see this 3-4 paragraphs only is taken of 1 hour. How wonderful is it, not so? Krishna, can you stop the share, please? Screen share. Thank you very much, Krishna. Yeah. So very quickly, on the beginners group, if you don't make notes, you'll be fresh slate next week. You won't understand a single word. Trust me. So if you're with us, we are a study group. We are nothing more than a study group. Hare Krishna WECAN is a study group. That's what we do in New Zealand, Auckland. We teach people at different levels. Then they have their own preaching programs on their own. It's their own preaching programs. And from there, if they feel like, they'll bring devotees to this study group. They also have their own study groups, and they bring study groups. We are not one big organization umbrella which controls everything. It becomes very political. And I do not want it to happen. But if some of the leaders who are in a leaders group have their own teams, they want to create a structure like this, they can do so. No problem. No harm. I don't want to do it. In Kali Yuga, it doesn't work. Our relationship is through obligation. It's through, not obligation, but through loyalty. So you teach as we teach you. You go and bring people to the head office program. We teach the same thing. That's how they move to the levels. And then in the leaders group, they have their own programs. They are on their own. We don't know what they teach. So we are fully confident we have taught them everything. We are like a university, study group. Yeah. So only you will do this. Only you will do this. This is how it is. It will be expanding in this way. And no money involved. We have seen it. Moment you got deities in the temple, you ask for money, you ask for donations, finish, it's gone. There's politics, there's money, there's all hypocrisy goes in. We have seen it, we don't want to do it. Long ago we took this chance, yeah? So please make notes and please tell us, the beginners group, what is that 1 or 2 points you learned from today's class? Or maybe better, next week when we meet for the beginners program, yeah, all of you, those on the beginners team, beginners program, you make 1 or 2 points to say this is what I understood from this program. We'll invest about 15 minutes for that, from everybody to speak, and then we'll continue with the discussion. Is that okay? Wonderful. Jai. Okay, so now I think we should conclude today. We've got 3 minutes to go before the next program starts. The next program is going to be a bit tough for me because I requested my team not to not to participate with me. I'm going to speak alone and take on all of you in role reversal. And what is the point? We are saying that I was saying that why do you need education degrees? It's all Maya. It's all complete bogus. You don't need all those things. Yeah, Prabhupada are absolutely right. And I have to go and get some physical exercises. In 3 minutes, I'll come. You also come, and we're going to do some boxing match for 1 hour. Is that okay? Okay, thank you very much. Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is ki Jai. Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. We'll see you in 3 minutes. And those of you who are joining us on YouTube, please don't go away. We will be back in about 3-4 minutes. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.